What up, guys? I will be doing a review, which is what I typically do in scenarios where you hear my voice and I'm talking about a game. And today I'm doing it for Star Wars Squadrons, which is a kind of a one-off since this game isn't really new. There's logically no real reason to do it right now, but I thought for 2024 I would talk about a game that honestly doesn't get as much respect as it should, and is way undervalued for how good of a game it really is, honestly. And it still, I would say, is 100% a must-play for anybody, right now that still owns a PlayStation VR 1. Even I still use my PSVR 1 since, PlayStation royally tickled our balls and then ripped them off by not upgrading and migrating 99% of their PSVR 1 library to PSVR 2. So to play, every game that you have on PSVR 1, you still essentially need to have the VR 1, which at the end of the day isn't the end of the world because you can have both plugged in at the same time, but, clutter and whatnot. Anywho, to the game, if for some reason you were sitting there and today was the day you realized you want to possibly get Star Wars Squadron, let me tell you what you should expect. Now, this truly was a novelty game, in my opinion. It was one of the first games I got for the PSVR 1, and honestly, I got it expecting very little. I thought it would be kind of like a show tech demo of just a neat little thing. At first, I was unsure if it was really even a game meant for the VR. I thought it was just possibly a normal flat screen 2D game. But this game has a lot of positives and some negatives. First off, it is playable via flat screen, or you can also do it, of course, in the PSVR 1, which is fantastic. The graphics are actually quite beautiful. I mean, the saying always goes, it's really hard to relay how good a VR game looks in 2D. It's just a completely different experience until you play it. And even right now, screen-wise, you can tell how good it looks. It's a very impressive game, and that goes all around for it. Another thing that was a great surprise playing the game is the length of the story mode. Again, I thought this would be like a tech demo, so I thought it'd be maybe 2-3 hours max of doing a quick little story, and then you're in and you're out. But no, this is a full-fledged game, with countless missions and stories. It lasts, I think, about 9 hours, 9 to 10 hours total. It has full setup. Your ship has different flight paddle. What am I trying to say right now? I don't even know the word. Paddle? I don't know. I digress. But you can change how you want the power to be distributed throughout the ship. If you want to put more power to thrusters or more to power in your shooting and weaponry, or you want to kind of balance it between both or put it to the shields and such. It gives you that option. Different specials for your weapons and different ships and all that fun, gravy stuff. So, graphics are there, gameplay's there. It's so far shaping up to be, a great game. Why the negative? Why is there not as much hype about it? And again, I do feel like there was some hype around it when it first came out, but it died real quick. I would say the main negatives that hold this game back, one would be the controls for it, for the PSVR 1. Obviously, the move controllers are the thing that people use to be immersed in the game, and they do not take advantage of that. So it is used via controller, which isn't the end of the world. it doesn't honestly suck as bad as you might think it would suck. But you know, for some that kind of sucks. I've heard other people say they've been able to get like rigs built, you know, like some type of joystick rig, or I don't know, maybe even I don't know, someone's used steering wheel. I think I have read that before. I wouldn't recommend it. I heard it's very weird and strange to do, but it's not the common thing to do. So again, controlling is probably how you play this game. So that's a negative, of course. Another thing that I would say that could be a negative is the redundancy of the game. Even with, especially I would say with a 9-hour game, it feels very repetitive eventually. You are doing the same thing for a long time, and that same thing doesn't change that much. You float around in space, you slowly try to figure out where you are and how best to control yourself as you try to spot the vast distance of eternity, where the fuck the person you're trying to fight is. Trying to understand how that fucking radar works with a nonsense, fucking ridiculous, making no sense way to tell you where people are. And the fact that you can go any direction in the world doesn't really help. And just try to shoot people. So again, it gets old, it really loses its luster pretty quickly, unfortunately. And with it being 9 hours, that's kind of a bummer. You really need to do things to kind of brighten up. But lastly, here's the positive to that, is the worth of your money to value. I think when this game came out, I think it was $30. It might have been $40 max when it first came out. But this is probably one of the first games I saw, and I was like, oh, like, you know, I heard this was a AAA game, or, you know, this was really impressive. Why is it so cheap? But just doing a search of it right now, I'm not sure how much it is in the stores typically. Again, probably 30 or less. But I've just generally searched it on Google, shopping-wise, and this game, $10 or less. I mean, $5 seems to be a very standard price for it. I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me, but that's what it seems. So this game is very, very affordable. So if you still have a PSVR 1 and you want to use it, this game looks good. It has a good story, and you can get it for $10, maybe less. Definitely worth looking into, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, and if you haven't looked into it yet, I say definitely still holds its luster. A lot of PSVR 1 games I still look into, because they do hold up still, and this one definitely does. So now that we're coming on 2024, if you've wondered about this game, and you thought about getting it, you know, for $5 to $10, it's for sure worth it. You know, blow off the dust of your PSVR 1 and give it a try. Later, guys.